This is your host, Vic. And today, for the next part of Overdrive October, we have the Tumnus Deluxe from Wampler Pedals. This is probably one of the most tweakable ones I have got thus far. And I can say it does quite a lot, besides having a, so with everything it has, you can really get very deep into how you mess with it, because usually you would just have just treble, level, and gain. But now you also have this normal and hot for an extra gain. And then over here, you have a switch to choose what type of bypass buffer you have. So with the opening, I, of course, did a more bass heavy, which it was vibrating over on my end. So if you have really good monitors, that would have been kind of fun. Anyway, so let's just go. We're going to do more bass right now. So this was the tone without anything else. Because I am live recording this, I'm going to actually take a screenshot of this to put in the video of just the sheer difference of the bass tone. So that was normal. This is with it on. That's funny. I take a picture of that. Oh, because I do, just for purposes of making sure I'm not blowing out anything too badly, I record into my Audiofuse 16, which then is recording into Ableton Live, as I prefer to keep my speaking track separate from any of the musical tracks, so I can go and split them up properly. And then with that, I can properly sync up everything else, and just to have a more comprehensive video. And it's just an editing thing. I'm not doing any plugins or anything like that for the tone or anything. It's just to get the cleanest recording of a tone, which I record everything at 48,000 hertz, which I can go up to about, like, I believe my Audiofuse can go up to about 196 kilohertz. But then the problem with that is that YouTube is just going to render it down so much anyways, so it just really doesn't matter. Anyways, let's go ahead and do what we normally do, except I'm not going to keep blowing out the bass anymore. So a standard organ, and we're just going to go through everything. So I'm just going to get everything down except the level. Also, let's just see if we can tell the difference between the buffers. So right now, I believe, so it's more out right now. So if it's out, okay, when it's out, it's true bypass. When it's in, it's buffered. So this is currently out right here, so it's on true. It's very small difference. I'm able to see it on the waveforms where I am recording. I am able to see something, but it's not the compression on YouTube like everything when they have a selection, which of course it does matter to some people, but I know when it gets compressed on YouTube, y'all ain't going to be able to hear the difference in that. Anyways, let's just go and do this normally as we do. So I think that was a pretty good show off to show about both the gain switch here, which if it's on hot, because I have the technical data pulled up here, it gives a little where is that boy? Okay, so the hot switch just gives it a little bit of extra. Well, you need to gain up high apparently, and then it will give a little bit of an extra smack on top of it. So it does have a few pictures here of showing, like, okay, which one's the classic Klon tone, which one is the classic high gain strat and all that. So I'm going to set it to what it says the Klon tone is, which is here, flick, here, 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 and here. And that is that nice transparent to give a little bit extra. Now the next tone it suggests is called high gain and juicy, which it wants us to have it on the hot side. And this about here, level's still about mid. Bass is 3/4. This is a little bit past, well, a little bit less than the bass. And this one is matching the bass. So again, normal tone. Yeah, that's giving a little bit more. So the next one is called the Hot Strat Bite, which is actually, it says it's specifically for Stratocaster style guitars or S style guitars. Since we don't have a Stratocaster hooked up into this, we'll just see what it sounds like anyways. Yeah, I can hear a little bit. And then the last one is for single coil guitars. And it's called the Single Coil Snarl, which looks like it's pretty much the same as the Stratocaster one, but with less gain, and the hot switch is off. Which, more than likely, given how this is designed around the guitar, you'll probably hear a little bit better off of that. But let's go ahead and find a tone we can jam on. You know me, I like that ambient stuff, so let's go ahead and get something nice. I like that. That was nice. Of course, if you've been a longer viewer of the channel, you all understand that I do towards to gravitate towards all the more broken style tones, the more haunting style things, just because I find there's a little bit more of a beautiful hidden sound within those, at least in my mind, because I ain't exactly the most normal for the style of music I try and go towards. Anyways, we can start going through the different aspects of this one here. Let's start with the construction. This is a nice, solid brick. Plastic knobs, but the switch is nice, this little bit on the side. This is extremely stiff, so I mean, obviously it's a stomp box, so that's fine, but given the plastic knobs, it's not bad, but it's nice. But I do like it. It's nice and solid, so I'll give it a 4.3875 is a good number in my mind. And I'm going to stop repeating myself on the whole metal bit because I've been doing that for months now. For the, does it look like a Klon out of 5? No. But for the sound itself, I have to give this at least a 4.8 to a 4.9. Like I would say, let's do a 4.8878248255. So then I'll make its final score a 4.77582234. Yeah, that's a good one. And because the reason I give it so high remarks is that the Klon itself is great. It's not $5,000 great, or up to $7,000 depending on where you're looking, but it's a good pedal for these 3 knobs. I like when companies approve upon it and go and give us a lot more. This gives us a lot more. It is, even though it says deluxe, it's very nice to see companies take something that existed and very hard to get, and for most people it's extremely cost prohibitive, and then turn it using their own things with whatever they can do and make something even greater than what it once was. I like this. I appreciate everything they have done to turn the normal everyday Klon into something so much greater. So that's why I gave it a lot higher points, because when you have more tweakability, you can start putting on a lot more things. You can make it do a lot more things, especially as you saw in the beginning or heard, just the bass here is worth a lot, and that was me hitting the key by accident because I talk with my hands. But just the bass itself makes this a pedal that can do a lot more weight than just a standard pedal. That's very nice of them. And of course, because a lot of people like doing the mid-heavy things, depending on what type of band you're playing, having mids is good too, and then having the extra little scraper at the top is great. I really like what they did here. That is very good, and this is a definite improvement compared to the standard Klon. Very nice pedal. Good job. Anyways, this has been your host, Nick. Go ahead and leave a comment on what you think about the Wampler Tumnus, as I know a lot of people do like it, especially the Deluxe that we reviewed here. Or leave a comment on anything of any other Klon or Klon adjacent clones that you think I should be looking into if you think I haven't gotten to them or I don't own one already. Because there is a lot that I am going through at the time of filming. I do have 43 pedals. This is going to be a very long series. Or just leave a comment to say hello. Hi, how you doing? Go ahead and like the video, just because liking helps me in the algorithm, as no one knows what the algorithm is doing as it changes weekly, and also just because it helps like my channel get seen by more people in general. Go ahead and subscribe, as subscriptions are greatly appreciated, as I would like to continue to reach greater heights of what this channel does. And if you know anybody that would like to join in and just watch this mess of a series I'm doing, which is reviewing every single Klon clone I can get my hand on, including digital ones, go ahead and refer them to my channel to come ahead and subscribe. Every bit of viewership is appreciated. So once again, this has been your host, Vic. Thanks for watching. Bye.